Imagine what would happen here in North Dakota and Minnesota if the railroads just shut down. BNSF is no longer operating. Amtrak, these railroads are threatening that they will shut down if a regulation called positive train control does not get extended very, very soon. With us again in this segment, Congressman Kevin Cramer. Congressman, you obviously know from being with the PSC how vital the railroads are. From what I've researched, the U.S. Senate now has voted twice to extend the 3-year extension for the railroads. The U.S. House has not taken this up. Are you guys going to get this done and extend this to keep the railroads running?
I think we will, Chris. We actually do have a bill now in the House as well. It's similar to the Senate, but not identical. And so now we have House and Senate negotiators working on the fine-tuning. And they seem to be quite close, but there are some distinctions. And most specifically, the House provides a 3-year extension, just like the Senate does, although the House then has another 2 years on top of the 3 for extensions should they be necessary, whereas the Senate's is sort of open-ended after the 3 years. Gives a lot of authority to the Department of Transportation. But what's at stake here is this positive train control is a new technology, a relatively new technology that's been around now for, I don't know, maybe 10 years at the most. But in 2008, after a couple of accidents on passenger trains, a law was passed requiring that all of the railroads have positive train control throughout their system by the end of this year, for various reasons, not the least of which is cost, not the least of which also is the technology itself wasn't perfected, and frankly some regulatory issues relating to tribes and tribal intervention in the siting of a number of the towers. Railroads haven't been able to get it done by the end of this year. And this is specific, Chris, for passengers and then toxic trains that carry toxic chemicals such as Bakken crude, anhydrous ammonia, chlorine for municipalities and things like that. So many of those products wouldn't be able to move at all if there's not an extension of the
right. I mean, they're saying, hey, we will shut down, and as you know, that could just wreak mayhem, obviously, across the Midwest. So quickly, you say there's a bill in the House. What percent of certainty are you? 80%, 90% certain this thing's going to get done, and if so, by when specifically?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll get done by the end of this year. It has to get done by December 31st. That's when the act expires. You can't expect the railroads to continue beyond that because the Federal Railroad Administration is bound by law, of course, to enforce
Congressman,
this.
what the railroad executives are saying is, hey, you got to get this done soon because we're making up our contracts now, obviously, for spring and whatnot, and we're not going to take on any contracts if you guys don't get this done ASAP.
Yeah, even though it expires December 31st, December 30th would be too late. We need to get it done as soon as possible because you're right, they have long planning horizons. Obviously, the logistics of running an international or really it is international, but especially a national network of railroads requires time and planning.
We will stay on top of that, obviously, with you and make sure that that gets completed because holy cow, would that be a mess. Let's move on to another mess. The Speaker of the House situation is another mess. I want to share with you quickly what Trey Gowdy said in an NBC interview recently. One of your colleagues, he said this. We can bring up the graphic, please. I think the House is bordering on ungovernable right now. Being Speaker is a very difficult job. We need to have a family conversation, and sometimes you have to hit rock bottom before that conversation starts. We're getting close. 2 questions. Do you agree that the U.S. House right now is ungovernable? And 2, what is going to be rock bottom for you guys?
Well, I wouldn't agree. I think that's a little bit extreme, although I have great respect for Trey. And frankly, had he chosen to run for Speaker, I think we'd probably have our Speaker by now, but he's too smart to be the Speaker of the House and in this situation. I don't think we've hit rock bottom, Chris, because we'll go back to what we talked about earlier. Friday, we got over 60% of the House to vote for a bill to lift a 42-year ban on oil exports. We did all of that even while we were in this family squabble, if you will. The House still functions really quite well. In fact, you know, many of the things that ail North Dakota, the House has passed legislation to clear up, things like Waters of the U.S. and Clean Power Plan and all kinds of private property rights and regulatory issues. So we've been able to do that. Now, we do need to get a speaker, for sure. But John Boehner's looking like a really good speaker right now to a lot of people, and I guess that's sort of...
I mean, maybe only because something is better than nothing. I mean, the guy's centralized power there in the U.S. House and done some things I think a lot of people wouldn't agree with. My question to you is, so do you support Speaker Ryan? And first, let's start there. Do you support Speaker Ryan or I should say, excuse me, Representative Ryan as being the next Speaker?
Yeah. If Paul Ryan runs for Speaker, I would support him because...
Really?
First of all, I think that a vast majority of of Republicans would support him. We would have a consensus speaker, not 100%, but we would certainly have somebody that could win. And Paul would be a fine speaker. He's uniquely qualified to do the job. But I think it's 50-50 that he even does it, or that he's willing to do it.
So, Congressman, I'm shocked, and I've got a minute left here, but, you know, he's basically said, look, the only way I'm going to run is if you guys stand in line and do what you say I'm going to do. This guy loves amnesty. I mean, he's going to push through amnesty and this whole TPP thing if he gets elected.
Well, first of all, the centralized power that you're talking about isn't going to work anymore, and it hasn't now for quite some time. So Paul Ryan, sure, he has strong opinions about things, but anybody who aspires to be Speaker of the House is going to have strong opinions. The bigger issue is that he doesn't ram through things, but rather that he includes more people in the process. Really, the process is what's more at debate, frankly, than the philosophy of the Speaker. And Paul's proven to be a pretty effective leader in his committee assignments, where he's been chairman now of a second committee just in his very short life. He's a 45-year-old leader.
Congressman Cramer, always great to have you on. We're going to let you go so you can go watch some CNN and feel the burn for Bernie Sanders tonight.
Hey, listen, I noticed, did Jacqueline draw the short straw, or did she pull rank? That's what I want to know.
You know what? I don't know. That's a great question, actually. Congressman Kevin Cramer, always great to have you with us. Look forward to having you back on soon, sir.
Good to be with you.
All right, when we come back,
good to be with you.
But maybe we'll find out, hey, did Jacqueline pour the short straw, or did she actually pull rank to be in Las Vegas? We're going to get an update about the upcoming CNN Democratic presidential debate from Las Vegas. Our D.C. bureau chief, who actually spoke with Debbie Wasserman Schultz earlier today. You'll find out about that and more right after this.